Everything Marvel. Welcome back to Everything Marvel. I'm sorry for that little jump scare. If you
jump scared me.
But this is Everything Marvel. We're gonna break down, or not break down, because we're not those kind of people. We're just gonna talk about it. But
Loki episode 6.
Episode 6, the finale of Loki. I cannot believe it.
A beautiful masterpiece.
Beginning of the year, I was like, I cannot wait for Loki, and here we are, finished, done.
For now.
Over with. Okay, before yes, before we get too much into it, spoiler warning: if you haven't seen any of Loki, we're going to be breaking.
Make sure you check that out on Disney Plus before you watch this.
It is probably the most important show or piece of Marvel we've gotten since Endgame. But go check it out if you haven't already. But if you have, stay tuned for a good little review.
Yep. An amazing episode.
Okay, we're just gonna jump right in. Where did Renslayer go?
Where are you gonna go?
In search of free will.
For y'all that don't know, she walked out inside of one of those time portal thingies and left Mobius to live. Because Mobius actually tried to kill her. He was actually going to kill her, and then she whooped his butt, put him on the ground.
In like 2 seconds flat.
Yep.
She
needs to be in the UFC. Take Conor McGregor out.
Mobius? Well, Conor does that himself.
Oh, no.
No, but it's going to be a running joke for her until he comes back and wins a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, she took him out in 2 seconds flat. You can tell Mobius is not a fighter. He is a lover.
Oh, I don't even know if he's that anymore.
Well, no, it was Renslayer, but now that's over with. But where did she go? That's the big question.
Maybe she went back to her reality.
Well, she said
her verse.
Before she left, she said, "I'm going to find free will." So
maybe her reality.
I'm taking it as maybe she's going to try to be the next guy in charge, or in this case, lady in charge, because she said there's only one person that gets free will, and that is the guy above everybody. So
maybe
could she be going to try and make her own free will, be the person in charge?
That's very interesting.
But there's
a lot to come,
yes.
And I cannot wait for
season 2.
Season 2. There is a season 2. If you did finish episode 6 at the end. Instead of an extra scene at the end of the credits, they just said season 2.
And it got stamped right at the top of some kind of worksheet.
So there's going to be a season 2 probably in a year from now, sadly.
And
But there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming out between then and there. Or
absolutely.
Here and then, now and then. There we go.
There you go.
Now and then, and man, I'm excited, especially Spider-Man.
Why didn't Mobius know Loki when Loki came back?
Okay, but someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
I think he went to a different reality. I think he got pushed back into a different verse instead of the verse that he left.
Which it's confusing because
if you look at it, he had to have been in a different verse because there was another statue instead of it being.
But how did that happen? Because she didn't kill. Well, okay. Let's just talk about a little bit of the episode. We come out to find that the leader, or not the leader, but the guy running the whole TVA is essentially Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Except
big surprise.
I did not think they would reveal him this soon, and I'm going to get into a little bit more later on. But I didn't think they would reveal him this soon, this far away from Quantum Mania. But they did. The other shows were hinting at stuff and never come to fruition, but this one did. But that's who's in charge of the TVA. That's who's been pulling the strings. But
fairly good at it too.
Very.
Until the ending of his life, before his new beginning.
Yes, and that brings us back to why didn't Mobius know? Because when she pushed Loki.
But maybe because I feel like the multiverse is already happening before she pushed Loki out. He warned them, saying he said I don't know what's going to happen now. He said as of like 10 seconds ago, I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So the multiverse already happened. So it's hard telling where she pushed him.
Yeah, maybe she thought she pushed him to. I don't know. It's confusing, but I mean it's.
I just saw a ghost in here. I'm being serious. Right over your shoulder.
We do get ghosts.
Cool. Man, I just got chills. My hair is standing up.
But yeah, it's confusing because she didn't kill him after, but like you said, during their talk and as Sylvie and Loki were fighting, he said, "You better hurry up because the sacred timeline is splitting up right as we know it." So I don't know. It's confusing.
So I think she pushed him into a different TVA, and that's why Mobius didn't know Loki, and that's why immediately after he saw a statue of Cain instead of the Timekeepers.
Which shows you how
true what Cain was saying. He was saying that,
which I believed it was true, but now it's kind of went into fruition that he was probably the best version of King the Conqueror we're going to see.
No, he did say. He said there's going to be. He said, "You think I'm evil?" He said, "If you kill me, there's going to be millions of me."
He said infinite.
Yeah.
So I mean, they definitely killed the wrong one. Which I mean, there was only one.
Well, Loki didn't want to.
Loki didn't want to.
Male Loki didn't want to. Female Loki was like, "I need to," and then as soon as she did it, she was like, "What did I do?"
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I effed up.
I lost Loki and I lost whatever this is."
Time. And I mean, he gave them the opportunity to be the timekeepers, pretty much.
Yep. And Loki and her did kiss.
They did.
But she tricked him. She used him. She kissed him and then pushed him away.
So, is Loki? He's lost Mobius, and now he's lost. Is her name Sylvia?
Or Sylvie.
Sylvie. So he's lost both of them. Are we going to see a bad Loki in season 2?
We might see a lot of Loki in season 2.
Okay, before we get to that, why did King choose Loki's? Why did he choose both of them? Because he said he went to millions of different conclusions
to try to find one, and he said, turns out it comes in two.
Yeah, he said this was the only option. He kind of did the Doctor Strange.
Well, because they're more like him. I mean, you can't choose like an Iron Man who wants to say, because Kane is like, he's a evil. He's like a anti-hero type thing. Like, he's protecting everybody, but he's also doing cruel actions in the process by taking innocent lives, but he's doing it to keep other lives safe. So it's like he's doing like an evil.
He's trying to save the universe from a multi-universe.
Yeah, but he's also killing millions of people.
He is.
So I feel like that's
but
how
it's
Loki.
Killing them, or just it goes back to the Thanos.
Disintegrating them from existence.
Yeah, it goes back to the Thanos debate. He snapped his fingers and they ceased to exist. It's not like they died; it ceased to exist. Is he doing this, or I don't know? He's definitely got the right thing, because I think in the future, Marvel films and stuff, we're going to see a lot of Kane. I think.
Oh, I think he's going to be the biggest thing. I think he's going to be as big as Thanos was.
Oh, he's going to be the next big bag.
He's going to be in the next couple of Avengers, I think.
But could he show up in multiple films like the Doctor Strange?
Oh, he's showing up in Spider-Man, no doubt. And if he's not showing up in Spider-Man, he's definitely affected the new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I think Sylvie did that. But why choose Loki though? That's just
because they're more like him. I mean, they
weren't at the start though.
They weren't at the start, but neither was he at the start.
No, he was, but
I mean, he was in a war.
The other he
was killing the rest of his he's.
Yeah.
To get to where he's at.
This was a confusing episode. It made my brain hurt.
Wait, maybe he's a Loki. Because there's so many different ones of him. Just like there's so many different ones of Loki.
I don't think so. That would really kill the here's King the Conqueror vibe.
I'm trying to figure this out. He ties into Loki somehow.
Well, I think he's went through probably a bunch of Lokis and was like, these guys are no good. Just like a lot of my guys are no good. And then he found the right Loki, maybe. I don't know. It's a tricky little debate.
I honestly didn't know that was who he was when they first met him in the elevator shaft. I thought that he was just like some like chauffeur or something like, oh, I'll take you right to my king.
Well, see, I knew because I had watched.
Yeah, you cheated. You watched the day it came out, and I didn't get to watch it until.
No, not that. I knew it at that too, just because I knew who the actor was playing Kang the Conqueror in the upcoming Ant-Man.
Oh, I didn't.
And I saw him. I was like, oh my gosh, this is. I can't think of his name right now. He played on Lovecraft Country, but I was like, oh, this is Kang. And plus, when he said, "You may know me by many names, the Conqueror," I'm like, oh, this is Kang the Conqueror. But how does this set up the multiverse?
Well, let's see. Hopefully, there's a Miles Morales, a Toby, an Andrew, a Tom Holland, a Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man, all in one movie. That would be amazing.
It's crazy, man. It's because everybody was saying how WandaVision was the biggest thing that Marvel was doing.
That was bullcrap.
No, it's Loki. And I was talking to him during the episode. I believe the reason Spider-Man doesn't have a trailer yet is because of this episode of Loki.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man's trailer is not coming out soon.
Next month.
I'm sure it'll come out soon. I mean, they've already been making toys for it. I mean, they've already... now I know Marvel's not done
Doctor Strange looking Spider-Man?
But
awesome.
they've made... Like, there's been some toys that came out that Disney's put out, and actually, I think Disney owns the toys and Sony owns the films, right?
Yes,
I think that's the deal they made.
I think all merchandise goes to Marvel and Disney.
Yeah.
And then
But why would Marvel
the
put
film.
out these action figures and Lego sets if they've not even released their trailer yet?
Maybe it's not.
Because I feel like Marvel's going to be the one to release the new Spider-Man trailer, not Sony. I think Sony just owns the rights to Spider-Man, but I think Marvel's making...
How much of that is in Marvel and Disney's hands instead of the sellers, the stores? And,
Yeah, I don't know.
Because maybe they're like, oh my gosh.
All that stuff, especially with Spider-Man being Marvel but being owned by a different company, so that means... I mean, he's in the MCU now, but he could be taken away at any second.
Yeah,
It kind of doesn't...
I hate that. I hate the film because I mean we got that scare after Far From Home.
Yeah,
they just set up Spider-Man to be the next Iron Man, and then all of a sudden Sony was like,
Yep.
"He's ours." And
they made the deal. That's when they made the new deal where Marvel and Sony, Marvel and Disney get all the merchandise sales and.
Yeah, I heard that. It was supposed to be for a 6-film deal, but I don't know.
That's a lot of films.
That is so.
But I wonder if that ties into Avengers.
Yeah.
Even if he has like a 4-minute part in Avengers.
I think they signed for. At the time, I haven't looked it up since, but it was like 2 Spider-Man films for sure, and then 4 kind of like Iron Man cameos where he shows up in the movie. So probably 2 Avengers and maybe a Young Avengers. I don't know.
But I think he'll be back. I think there's going to be another trilogy series coming out.
Well, Kevin Feige said he wants to do 3 trilogies with Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Like you said before, I think this series is going to lead up to the Sinister Six, and then the next 3 trilogies is going to.
Well, see, this was my theory. We're going off topic from Loki and going to Spider-Man just for.
Well, it's everything Marvel, so it doesn't matter.
It is. But
Everything Marvel. Spider-Man is technically.
My big theory was this first trilogy with Tom Holland. We're 100% getting it, obviously. Was basing Peter Parker off of his love for Iron Man and Tony Stark as a father, and Tony's going to play a big part in all these films, obviously, and he already has with the past 2.
I mean, he's made his suit and gave him internship at Avengers Tower, and
the second one pretty much said, "Hey, Spider-Man, you're the new Iron Man. Go create your stuff." And
he has those glasses that he ended up giving to Jake Gyllenhaal, but
yeah. Edith? Yeah.
I shouldn't have said Jake Gyllenhaal. I should have said Mysterio. I know him as Jake Gyllenhaal, but
I didn't even notice it. Just I say names.
I don't
of actors.
quite know him as Mysterio just yet.
Yeah, he's not. That wasn't a big role for him yet. But then the second trilogy Kevin Feige does is. This is my theory. If Sony wants him back or wants Spider-Man rights back after the first trilogy, and they give Disney one more trilogy with him, I think it'll lead into the Sinister Six. What would it be? Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6 will lead into the Sinister Six, and then Spider-Man will die off, and then maybe
hopefully Miles Morales picks it up.
I was about to say maybe Sony and
well, that's what I'm thinking. If they do a multiverse in this next Spider-Man, I think Tobey Maguire will be the one to die off, and then
Oh, he's definitely dying if he's in. I mean,
don't say that. That's my favorite Spider-Man.
oh, I mean, he's mine too, but I mean, there's.
I don't want him to die, but he's probably gonna die. Like if it happened like the Into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales, he had that.
Sorry, bug.
He had that like mentorship from the original Peter, and then he ended up dying.
But that's weird because the middle Peter died. Yeah, we're not immature at all. No, but the middle Peter died. You heard it here first. Like, no, but like,
see, I feel like honestly, if they do make a Miles Morales, I feel like it won't be Tom Holland in it. That's so hard because they've already basically introduced that Miles Morales exists and Tom Holland Spider-Man.
they have.
They can't have a kid mentoring a kid though. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Well, that's why the second trilogy will happen because
I wouldn't want Tom Holland to be the one to teach Miles Morales because they're both kids. They're probably going to be both around the same age in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Obviously, Tom Holland's almost 30, and who knows how old the Miles
I think they
Morales
can age
actor
him
will
up
be.
for college for the next trilogy.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that somehow Tobey Maguire is the one that mentors Miles Morales. You know what? I just want it to happen so bad.
That would be cool, but I don't see how that could happen unless Sony wants to do their own thing with Miles. Maybe they can do their own Miles. And
Maybe they could
MCU
start
can have their
Miles, and then he can enter the MCU later.
But okay, let's get back on topic with Loki now because we
just made a whole episode on Spider-Man.
we really did. Yeah, I got a lot more to talk about
I
Spider-Man.
do too.
And we'll definitely talk about that when the trailer drops and when it gets closer.
Oh man, I'm not going to watch the trailer until we're going to watch it. We're going to do a reaction on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as soon as it drops, I'm going to be like, all right, Tyler, don't watch this.
Okay, so Loki episode 6. How does it set up season 2? Like,
There's a lot going to happen in season 2.
what's your predictions for season 2?
I think Loki. I actually think the Avengers might not even. I don't think the Avengers will stop Kane. I think Loki's will stop Kane. I think Kane's going to be a problem for the following Marvel movies and shows from here on out. And then when season 2 comes out, that's when they resolve the problem and fix the Kane problem. I think the Lokis are going to fix the Kane problem.
I think that Kane's going to be a problem until Loki kills him. But I think this new Kane that's in or ahead of the TVA or whatever, I think he don't care. He wants a universal or multiversal war, and he doesn't mind. And I think season 2 would be based on maybe Sylvie if she returns, which I think she's kind of a fan favorite right now. So she's
my fan favorite. Look at this. You want to see something, guys?
But I think it's going to be either her or Loki. As I think they'll end up killing Kane.
Background.
Dang. Oh, girl Loki.
I'm kind of obsessed.
I think she's going to be, or I think they're going to rule together after season 2. Maybe not until season 3 if they want to keep going with Loki, or maybe season 3 could be. Wow, we are going way up, like way past season 2. But
yeah, like, who knows if there's going to be season 3?
Yeah, but my theory is that season 2 is going to be based on Loki and female Loki taking out Kang the Conqueror, and they're going to take their rightful thrones, which he who remains, Kang, make him or take over his role and actually do.
There's infinite numbers of them.
They are, and maybe season 3, maybe they
don't need the Avengers' help, no doubt.
Ooh, I don't know if they'll bring Avengers into a show.
No, I mean, I feel like there might be an Avengers. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like they're.
Oh gosh,
Spike.
I hit mine. Man, this has gone to hell in a handbasket.
Okay, I don't know what it's gonna sound like. Someone's hold it still real quick before it starts echoing or something.
But yeah,
I think there's gonna be an Avengers movie released before the next season of Loki.
Ooh, I don't think so.
I think so.
I
Because
think
it's been almost 2 or 3 years since the Endgame came out.
no, I don't know, man, because
I think they're going to make another Avengers.
Oh, they're making another Avengers.
I mean, but because who knows when Loki's coming out? Loki might not come out for another 2 years.
Well, a lot of rumor is that it might come out right before Quantumania, which is that new Ant-Man 3,
When's that coming out?
like 2023 or 4.
That's 1 to 2 years.
Well, yeah, but I think I think Avengers. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Marvel's just, the MCU and Marvel are just.
You think they're going this way, and they'll just turn and be like,
Yeah, they slap you in the face. I know you were having doubts with. It's still not guaranteed that Toby and Andrew, or Toby or just Andrew, is going to be in the new Spider-Man. But you were having doubts at one point, saying, "Oh, that's not going to happen."
Yeah, but this last episode, it's got to happen now.
It's just. You got the Jamie Foxx from Andrew Garfield's movie, and then you got Doc Ock from Tobey Maguire's.
I don't know the actor's name for that one.
I don't either, but you got a villain from both. You got a villain from all three Spider-Man. Essentially.
But the multiverse is multi, so maybe it's just coming from a different.
But then
maybe they come from a universe where they killed Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that would be dark.
That would be very dark.
But that would still prove that the other Spider-Men do exist in the MCU.
All right. Well, I think we talked enough about Spider-Man.
I can't stop talking about Spider-Man.
I can't either. It's.
This is all leading to Spider-Man, though.
Spider-Man's
the next big movie.
Let's be honest. If they do the Spider-Verse, I don't think they need to do an Avengers for a while, because the Spider-Man. If they do the Spider-Verse, it's going to have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. It's going to have Benedict Cumberbatch. It's going to have Benedict Wong, who plays.
They won't have enough money to afford an Avengers for a while.
No, and who knows? Miss Marvel or American Chavez might be in it, and which I'm not really familiar with her, but she's going to be in the Doctor Strange. WandaVision might be, Wanda might be in it, and who knows when the hell we're seeing Vision again. But speculation just. We can do a whole hour on speculating what's happening, but
this is where this show is essentially leading to, because the next big Marvel film coming out is in December, and it is Spider-Man. And where's it going to go after this?
Oh man, I don't know. I cannot wait for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. I cannot wait. Oh man, it's gonna be exciting. Kang's gonna have his rule. That's for sure. But thank you for joining us on this.
Yep.
Everything.
Because we could talk forever.
Oh, we could. I love Marvel.
But we got to save some for other episodes,
Yeah, we do.
We don't want to talk about everything Spider-Man just yet when Spider-Man's not even the trailer out.
But thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Like, subscribe, and comment other things you want us to
follow
react
us
to.
on Instagram and TikTok, and
all our socials are in the social media. TikTok.
If you guys don't know that, Kevin Hart did it. TikTok, his first ever TikTok, he was like, make it a TikTok. And his daughter was like, Dad, that's not how you do a TikTok. He's like, I don't care, it's my TikTok.
That's how Kevin Hart does his TikToks. But this will be it for this video.
Yep.
See you in the next video.
See ya.
Deuces.